Alright, mic testing, mic testing. Okay, perfect. Did you know? Let me go here. Actually, let me go here. Alright, we're live, we're live. Let me fix my camera. Okay, there we go. Alright, we're live, we're live. And what are we going to be doing this live? I'm finally going to be completing or moving on from collisions. This time, I'm going to make sure that I understand collisions properly. And next live, I'm not going to be doing anything related to Python or coding. I'm gonna be like drawing something using Krita, well, because um the next topic that I was gonna go through is like loading images, if that made any sense, like python.image.load and then python.blitz, adding PNGs to my actual display window size. For that, I don't want to like use downloaded PNGs from Google because I am really scared of copyright. But that aside, I am going to be making like that's going to be probably a drawing stream where I'm going to be drawing my PNGs that I'm going to be using for my game. So yeah, I think I did enough introduction. Let's go to my gameplay screen. Alright, perfect. I mute myself here. Alright, perfect. So let's get Sensei up here first and say, Sensei, I'm live. I'm live. Okay, let's just say that. Let's see. Good, finally you're live. Now listen to me, Vivek. Don't just sit there staring at the screen like a lost NPC. You need to take control. Here's what you do in the stream. Show your code. The ones with the bouncing NPCs, explain the line by line what's happening. Okay, explain line by line what's happening. Your viewers love to see your thought process. Demonstrate the collision printing. Boom, collide. That's fun. Then challenge yourself live. Replace one NPC rectangle. Da, da, da. Okay, let me just say, Sensei, I was actually flooding to to work with collisions this stream as well. Dot dot dot. We can work with all three that we know so far. Either it be a rectangle versus rectangle, a circle versus circle, or a rect versus circle, if if that made any sense. Okay guys, ignore my typos. Yes, that makes sense. That makes perfect sense, Vivek, and that's a strong stream idea. Viewers will love seeing you test all three types of collisions. Guys, this stream I'm determined to be done with collisions. I'm gonna like make sure in all three collisions, then move on to loading images. Here's the breakdown of what you can do live. Rect versus rect already working in your code. Alright, Sensei. Dot dot dot. Can you give me a instructional based question on any random topic out of those three collision topics? Alright, listen up, Vivek. Here's your instructional challenge, and I expect you to think like a warrior coder. Question: write a small Pygame program where you have two circles moving automatically around the screen. Okay, so I have two circles. Each NPC, each circle should bounce with its hits on the window edges. You must implement collision detection manually. No collide rects, no shortcuts. When the circle collide, print clash of circles to the console only once per collision. No spamming every frame. Rule: use the distance formula between the two circle centers to detect the collision. Bonus: change their color when they collide to make it visually obvious. This is your training ground, okay? Finish it and you prove to your sensei that you truly understand versus. Guys, I can't read. Ignore me if I can't read properly. Alright, let's go ahead and get sensei there. And I was doing a little practice off stream. I go with Control A, delete that. Alright, so let me start off. Dude, your next challenge is what after 100 days complete, and what education you're taking currently? Honestly, currently the only education I'm taking is Sensei slash ChatGPT and YouTube. Although after my 100 day series, I was planning to go from 100 to 250 days series. I'll think about that. I'll see, because I do wanna work with different kinds of stuff. Like I've seen people have been recommending me to use like Anaconda and like different kinds of libraries. Are they called libraries? Using different kinds of game engines or something. Yeah, I do want to work with those as well, but it's gonna take a lot of learning. Let me start off by importing pygame, and then let me initialize pygame by typing pygame.init. So, alright, now let me go ahead and add my FPS. So I'll create a clock variable and set that to pygame.time.clock. Okay, maybe I'll add a comment that says FPS. Okay, and then let me add my display. So display is going to be, let me create a variable called screen. I'll set that equal to pygame.display.set_mode. Okay, I'll set the mode to be a tuple of 800 by 600 pixels. Then let me add a caption. Pygame.display.set_caption. Okay, what should my caption be? Let's see. Something like circle collision. There we go. Guys, ignore my typos. I cannot type. There we go. Okay, next up, let me go ahead and add my player details. So player details. My player is going to be a circle, so I'll need a player underscore x-axis, which is going to be, I don't know, like 400, and a player underscore y-axis. These are going to be the circle centered. Let me keep this 300. And then player underscore radius. The size of my circle, I'll keep it like 40 pixels. And then a player underscore velocity. I'll keep my player to be like, I don't know, 10 pixels per frame. Alright, and then let me go ahead and have my NPCs details. For my NPCs details, I need 3 NPCs, right? I forgot what did Sensei say? How many NPCs? You have 2 circles moving automatically, so 2 NPCs. Let me go ahead and create a NPCs variable. I'll set that equal to a list of dictionary. So the x-axis of my NPC is gonna be 100, and the y-axis of my NPC is gonna be, I don't know, like 200. Okay, and then the radius of my NPC is gonna be, I don't know, something like, okay, my radius of my player is 40. I'll keep it something like 50, bigger than my player. And then my x-axis, y-axis. So I'll need my x-axis velocity for my NPC. I'll keep that like 5 pixels per frame. I'll even need a y-axis for my NPC. Let me keep that something like 5 frames per second as well. And then I'll need another variable that says collision. Okay, so collision, I'll set that to false because my NPC hasn't collided with anyone yet. And I'll add a comma, copy this, and go here, paste it. Okay, we have our 2 NPCs. Let me go ahead and add a is underscore running. I'll set that equal to true, and then let me add a while loop. So while is running, while my is running is set to true, or while my program is running, I will add my FPS. So clock.tick is going to be 60, so this is basically going to be 60 frames per second. I'll add FPS note. Then let me iterate over my event loops. To do that, let me just go with for every event in my pygame.event.get. I will look for a specific type of event. If my event.type equals to guys, ignore my typos. If my event, I cannot type, guys. If my event.type equals to pygame.quit, I will set my is underscore running to be equal to false. And maybe like just add a bunch of spaces, or there we go. Zoom in a bit more. Okay, now let me go ahead and add my player graphics first. Why not? Okay, so my player graphics. Alright, so for my player graphics, and guys, I feel I'm way too energetic today. I gotta pipe down a bit so I have enough energy for the whole stream. Alright, so for my player graphics, let me go ahead and add something. Let's see. So pygame.draw.circle, because I'm drawing a circle. I want to draw my circle on my screen. The color is going to be red. Okay, and then let me add a tuple of my player underscore x-axis. My inside the tuple, my player underscore y-axis, and then my player underscore radius. Okay, this basically draws my player. Now let me go ahead and add my player movement. Player movement. Okay, for my movement, let's see. Let me add a okay, keys. I'll set a keys variable. I'll set that equal to pygame dot key dot get underscore press. Okay, and then let me add an if statement. If my keys at index of pygame dot key is right, if my right key is pressed, I will set my players. I will increase my player's x-axis by my player underscore velocity. Okay, I'll do the same thing for the left. If my keys at index of pygame dot k is left, I will set my player underscore x-axis. This time I'll decrease my player's x-axis by my player's velocity. Velocity, there we go. Okay, now let me do that for top and bottom. So if my keys at index of pygame.k is up, if they click my top key, I will set my player's y-axis this time. I will decrease my player's y-axis by my player's velocity. Lastly, if my keys at index of pygame.key is down, if my player clicks my down key, I will set my player underscore y-axis. I will increase that by my player underscore velocity. Okay, perfect. Next up, let me go ahead and let me trap my player in my screen so they don't leave the window. Let me go trap player in window. To trap my player in window, first let me tap my player underscore x-axis. I'll set that equal to max. Since it's a circle, it's going to be my player underscore radius. Okay, and then did I have my player's radius or did I spell it wrong? Player radius. Okay, I spelled it wrong definitely. Oh, there you go. Player underscore radius, and then let me go with my min. My minimum value is going to be my player underscore x-axis 800 minus my player underscore width. Okay, this is basically gonna player underscore radius. My bad, guys, it's not a circle radius. There we go. Okay, let me do the same thing with the y-axis. Dude, how much sound you set of headphones like you? I also read loudly what my sensor says. It helps me increase the focus on the point. Wait, is the stream loud? Oh, I can't listen without my headphones. Okay, how much sound do you set of headphones? Honestly, it's not that loud, but let me know if like the stream's music is loud, because I'm pretty sure the music is like it's regular, right? Because I don't want to like bust you guys' ears off with the music. Hey dude, stream is not loud. Okay, I was like the stream is too loud because in my headphones I can just listen to my music. Honestly, my headphones, I don't set it to that loud. It's like around, I don't know, 50% or something. Okay, let me do the same thing with my player underscore y-axis. I'll set that to max player underscore radius, and then my min. Okay, so for my min, this time instead of going with player underscore y-axis, I'll go with instead of going with player underscore x-axis, I'll go with player underscore y-axis. Type 600, that's my vertical window size, my player underscore radius. Alright, this should trap my player. Let's test it. To test it, I'll go with pygame.display.flip. This updates my display. There we go. Okay, and then pygame.quit. Alright, if I were to run the command, I've actually forgot to do a pygame.fill. A screen.fill. Screen.fill. Let's go with a good gray color. Okay, now if I run the command, delete that over there. Okay, my player moves properly. Okay, it can't exit. Okay, perfect, works. Okay, next up, message retracted. Alright, so now that I added my player details, let me go ahead and add my NPC details. Let me start off by adding my NPC graphics. Okay, for my NPC graphics, Okay, I gotta iterate over my dictionary of NPCs, my list of my dictionary of NPCs. So let me go with for every NPC in my NPCs. I'll go with pygame.draw.circle because my NPCs are still circles. Let's see. I want my surface to be my screen. Let my NPCs be, I don't know, like blue. Okay, and then a tuple of my NPC at index of x-axis and my NPC at index of y-axis. Outside my tuple, let me remove that, add this here. Okay, perfect. Outside my tuple, let me go with my NPC at index of radius. Okay, that draws my NPC. Now let me automate my NPCs. I like using fancy words, guys. Let me go with NPC movements. Okay, so to move my NPCs, I'll go with my NPC at index of x-axis plus equals to my NPC at index of my x-axis is velocity. There we go. Okay, I'll do the same thing for my NPC at index of y-axis. Let me increase it by my NPC at index of my y-axis velocity. Alright, next up, let's see. Added my NPC. I think this is better. Okay, this is my screen flow. Okay. Okay, I gotta add my bounce for my NPCs. Honestly, let me go here. Okay, that looks better. Okay, let me go with my NPCs bounce. Okay, because if I were to run the command y velocity here. Wait, didn't I set my y velocity? Oh, okay. Yeah, I had a typo, guys. There we go. My bad, guys. Okay, there we go. Now if I run my command, my NPC is gonna go, but he just exits out the screen. So for my NPC's bounce, let me let's see. Let's go with my NPC. Actually, if my NPC at index of x-axis is less than or equal to 0, or my NPC at index of y-axis is greater than or equal to 800 minus my NPC's width, I will set my NPC at index of x-axis velocity. Delete that. Add that there. Let me asterisk equals to -1. Okay, and then if my NPC at index of y-axis is less than or equal to 0, or my NPC at index of y-axis is greater than or equal to 600 minus my NPC at index of height, I'll set my NPC at index of y velocity to be asterisk equals to -1. Okay, now my NPCs should bounce. Theater width. Oh, I forgot, this should be radius. Okay, and this should be radius as well. And here minus my NPC at index of radius. Okay. And minus my NPC at index of radius. Yeah, guys, there are different formulas for like circles and for rectangles and circles. Okay, it's a typo. There we go, this should work. Did I spell it somewhere wrong? Oh, there we go. Guys, ignore my typos, I can't spell. There we go, my NPC just bounces around the map. Y-axis, there we go, x-axis. Okay, I should like work on my typos. Maybe I should type a little slower. There. But I do need 2 NPCs in the screen instead of 1 NPC. Screen.fill, I have 2 NPCs. Okay, they're in the same thing. Let me change this like 300 and 400, I don't know. There we go, now we got 2 different okay, now we got 2 NPCs. Okay, now let me add my NPC collisions. So for my NPC collision, let me go ahead and add NPC um collision, actually just collision detection. Okay, so for my collision detection, let me go with, it's a circle, right? So I'm pretty sure I need an if any. If any. Okay, let me actually check your reference because I actually didn't work with circles much. Colliding, I gotta add this formula. So matter hypoth. Okay, I need to memorize this formula. Matter hypoth, my player's x-axis minus my NPC's x-axis, comma my player's y-axis minus my NPC's x-axis, which is less than or equal to my player's radius plus my NPC's radius, and then I iterate over my NPCs. This is outside my for loop. Okay, I think I see. Let's see if I remember that. Okay, so if my math dot hypoth. Okay, now let me go with my was it in an if statement? Okay, there wasn't an if statement. So my player underscore x-axis minus my NPC at index of x-axis, and then my player underscore y-axis minus my NPC at index of y-axis. Okay, maybe close that. Which is less than or equal to NPC, actually my player underscore radius plus my NPC at index of radius. Okay, and then let me iterate over my NPCs again. So for every NPC in my NPCs, there we go. Okay, now I gotta add the regular conditions. Should be outside the for loop. If my NPC at index let's see, so I iterated over my this thing. So if my NPC, or maybe I gotta, okay, if that if statement is meant, I'm gonna go to this if statement. If my NPC at index of x-axis equals to my NPC at index of collision. Does that make sense? Yeah, I gotta check the reference again. Oh, if colliding and collision. So I didn't add an if here. This should have been an variable. So colliding, if colliding is true and my collision is true, print this true. Okay, yeah, I just realized how less effort I put into learning circles. Okay, so this needs to be a variable. Colliding equals to any. Okay, maybe I need to like indent this. I don't. Let me actually delete that real quick. Okay, it's not an if statement anymore, so let me go with colliding equals to any. Okay, now I go with an if statement. If colliding, so if my colliding is true, if that condition is met, if colliding and not NPC at index of collision, hey, basically my NPC at index of collision is this. So wait, don't I need this for circles? Okay, let me delete that real quick. Delete that as well. Go up here and add a global variable of collision I'll set that equal to false because no one has collided yet. Okay, I set that to false. If colliding and not not colliding. Okay, if both these conditions are true, I will print boom, or actually circle collision. There we go. Okay, and I'll set my collision to be equal to true. Then go with else if. I'll set my collision to be equal to false. Huh, isn't that how it works? Else if, oh, not colliding. Okay, else if not colliding. That's true if that's false. Okay, I'll set my collision to be equal to false. Okay, guys, it's just the formula part that's a little hard. I gotta like memorize it. I memorized it for these circles and squares. I mean for rectangle and circle collision and like Rex collision. Did I like mess up somewhere? Okay, that's NPC. What if I just change this to for every NPC and NPCs, change that to an uppercase NPC, change that to an uppercase NPC, and that to an uppercase NPC. Let's see. It doesn't print anything. Did I set my collision to be it's true, else if not colliding, false? Let's actually see where I messed up because I'm not used to like checking if two collisions collide. Okay, Control A, Control C. Let's get Sensei here. Paste it and say, Sensei, I actually forgot to practice, or actually I actually forgot to work on circle collisions. So I forgot to memorize the formula. Okay, let's see, guys. Ignore my typos. I cannot type. Good, you admit you forgot. That means it's time to drill it in your head until it's muscle memory. The formula for circle versus circle collision is distance equals to x1 minus x2 to the power of 2 plus y1 minus y2 to the power of 2. If distance is less than or equal to radius 1 plus radius 2, then the circle collides, otherwise no collision. And in Python, you can use math.hypod x1 minus x2, y1 minus y2 is less than or equal to r1 plus r2. Now let's fix your code. You messed up the collision flag check. You did if colliding and not colliding, which is impossible. What you need is if colliding and not collision. Okay, trigger once, else if not colliding, reset. Here's the corrected code. Okay, so colliding equals true, so I gotta create a variable colliding, then use math.hypod player underscore x-axis minus npc at index of x-axis, player underscore y-axis minus npc at index of y-axis, which is less than or equal to my player underscore radius plus my npc's radius. Okay, then for every npc in my npcs. Okay, if colliding and not collision, I forgot to add collision. Print circle collision, true. Read this careful, Vivek. You were using the distance formula correctly, but you forgot the flag logic. And if you truly want to memorize this formula, write it 30 times on a paper or type it 30 times in a dummy file. Alright guys, that was so stupid of me. Okay, this should work. Okay, now every time I collide, it's gonna say boom collision. Circle collision. There we go. Perfect. Alright, I don't take credit for this question though. Although I did memorize this part, I wouldn't need to take a reference for the formula again. And I don't think I even need the formula reference for like rectangles colliding and circles colliding. Circle and rectangle collision and two circle collision, or Rex collision at this point. I can't talk, guys. Don't say. Okay, ready for the next question now. Yes, that's what I wanted to see, Vivek. You fix the logic. Your circle collision is now clean and working. I don't take credit for this question though, guys. You use matter hypod properly, distance formula. You fix the flag logic so it doesn't spam collision. You handle player movement and NPC bouncing. This is a solid base for any dodge game. You're building real game mechanics now. Next level challenge. Instead of printing circle collision, you could deduct HP from the player. Let me just say, let's say, I just want to practice collision this stream and get it, and get used to it before I move on to using collisions with PNGs. So, so I want, guys, ignore my typos. I want to have pretty good basics. Okay, let me actually fix my typos. How else let's say we could read any of this. There we go, collision, this, collision, PNGs. So, there. Okay, good. That's the right mindset, student. You don't learn to wield a katana by jumping straight into a battle. You practice the basics. You practice the basic cuts until they're muscle memory. So here's the collision training plan for this stream. Collision basics boot camp. Rect versus rect, done. You already tested this and understood. Collide rect, circle versus circle, done. You coded it with matter hypod. Rect versus circle. This is the last fundamental collision. You master before PNGs. Okay. Training task. Make a program where a player is a rectangle. Okay, the player is a... Excuse me, guys. The player is a rectangle. Use pygame.rect. There are a few NPCs that are circles moving around. Detect rect versus circle collision formula. Find the closest point of the... Okay. Alright, so... Let me go ahead and do controller delete and start up by importing pygame. Let me go with import pygame, then initialize pygame by typing pygame.init. Then let me add FPS, so clock equals to pygame.time.clock, capitalize clock. Let me set a comment that says FPS, or maybe fix that. Go there. Okay. Next up, let me add my display. So display is gonna be screen equals to pygame.display.set underscore mode. It's gonna be a tuple of 800 by 600. My window size. There we go. Okay, and then let me go ahead and add a caption. Pygame.display.set underscore caption. Okay, let's see. My caption is gonna be something like dodge the circle. Okay, and then let me add my player details. So player details, my player is going to be a rectangle, so let me add something like player equals to pygame.rect. So I'll need my x-axis, I'll need my x-axis. I'll keep it something like 400. Y-axis is going to be 300. Width is going to be like 50. Height is going to be 50. Okay, and then my player underscore velocity is going to be 10 pixels per frame. Let me add my NPC's details. Okay, for my NPC's details, let me create my NPC's list, a list of NPCs that's gonna have dictionaries in it. So let me go with NPC's x-axis, which is going to be 200. Y-axis, which is going to be 200, or y-axis, which is going to be 200. My NPC is going to be a circle, so radius, which is going to be, I don't know, like 60 pixels wide. Okay, and then my x velocity for my NPC, which is going to be like 7 pixels per frame. A y velocity for my NPC, which is going to be 7 pixels as well. Okay, here I'm definitely sure I'll need a collision, a collision inside my list. Inside my dictionary. I'll set it to false because no one has collided yet. Okay, and then let me add a is underscore running. I'll set that equal to be true. Then add a while loop. So while is underscore running, while my program is running or while my is running is set to true. Let me add FPS. So clock dot tick is gonna be 60. I'll add a note that says, a comment that says FPS. Then let me iterate over my event loop or add a event loop. So for every event in my pygame.event.get, I'll look for a specific type of event. If my event.type equals to pygame.quit, quit, I will do something. I'll set my is underscore running to be equal to false. There we go. Okay, there we go. Alright, now let me add my player graphics. So for my player underscore graphics, actually I don't need an underscore. Okay, let me go with pygame.draw.rect. Okay, I want the surface to be my screen. I want the color to be, I don't know, black. And my player's attributes. Okay, and then let me go ahead and add player movement. Okay, so for my player movement, let's see. Let me add keys equals to pygame.key.get underscore press. Okay, and then add an if statement. If my keys at index of pygame.k is right, if my right key gets pressed, I'll increase my player's x-axis by my player's velocity. Actually, player.x-axis. Okay, my player's x-axis by my player's velocity. Okay, and if my keys at index of pygame.key is left, if my left key gets pressed, I will decrease my player.x-axis by my player's velocity. Okay, if my player at index of pygame.key is up, if my top key is pressed, I will decrease my player's y-axis by my player's velocity. And lastly, if my player's y-axis, if my player at index of pygame.key is down, I will increase my player's y-axis by my player's velocity. Okay, now let me trap my player in my window. Okay, let's see. My player is a rectangle, right? So let me go with trap player in window. Okay, since my player is a rectangle, let me go with the player.x-axis equals to max. Okay, so my player actually 0 since my player is a rectangle. Basically a circle. And then for my min value, let me go with my player's x-axis 800, my window size minus my player dot width. There we go. Okay, let me do the same thing with the y-axis. So player.y-axis equals to max is gonna be 0, min is gonna be my player.y-axis 600, my vertical display size minus my player underscore dot height. Okay, there we go. That traps my player. Let me test it. So let me go with pygame.display.flip. And then a pygame.quit. There we go. Oh, I actually forgot to add a screen.fill. It's going to be 200, 200, 200. Alright, if I would run the command invalid rect index, the player velocity rectangles index. What line was it? Line 37. Okay, so if my player... Oh, okay, my bad, guys. If my keys, yeah guys, I'm typing real quick, I should slow down. Okay. Hi bro, how you doing, Tamaza? I appreciate you joining the stream. Remember me? Yep, I remember you. Okay, now it's gonna work. So I have a circle that I can move and it's not gonna exit the screen, top, bottom, left or right. Okay, perfect. Now let's add my NPC graphics, but before that let me drink some water. Really dehydrated, guys. I honestly forgot to eat something as well. I even forgot to get food with me right now. So I might be a little low on energy later. Okay, so let me go over my NPC graphics. So NPCs graphics. Okay, for every NPC in my NPCs, if my NPC, guys, give me a sec. The file alarm just went off. Give me a sec. Let me mute for a sec. Okay, perfect. Yeah, I forgot. I kept a few potatoes to like boil. Forgot to check the stove. Okay, so if my NPC, what was I doing? NPC's graphic, right? So never mind. I gotta go with pygame.draw. My NPCs are circles. Okay, I want my surface to be my screen. My NPC's color. Let's keep them pink this time. Okay, and then my NPC at index of x-axis, NPC at index of y-axis. This is going to be in a tuple. This is going to be my NPC center. There we go. Okay, and lastly my NPC at index of radius. So this draws my NPC. Okay, let me hit enter. Did I actually add my, did I switch my NPC details? Okay, I need two NPCs, right? So let me copy that. Okay, go here, comma, paste it here. Maybe change something. Let me change that to 100, change that to 300. Okay, nice. And now let me automate my NPCs. Let me go ahead and add a comment that says automate NPCs. Okay, so my NPC at index of x-axis is going to increase by my NPC at index of x-axis velocity, and my NPC at index of y-axis is going to increase by my NPC at index of y-axis velocity. Okay, then let me go with my NPC bounce. So NPC's bounce. Okay, so for my bounce, let me add my let's see, min and max. Okay, so if my NPC at index of x-axis is less than or equal to 0, or my NPC at index of x-axis is greater than or equal to 800, my display size, my window size, horizontal window size, minus my NPC at index of width, or let me do something. I'll set my NPC at index of x-axis velocity to be asterisk equals to -1, or -1. And if my NPC at index of x-axis is less than or equal to 0, or my, this should be y-axis actually, or my NPC at index of y-axis is greater than or equal to 600 minus my NPC at index of, actually it should be radius. Let me change this to radius because it's circle, and even go here, minus my NPC at index of radius. Close that, go there, add that, add a space, do the same thing here, minus my space NPC at index of radius. Okay, so let me fix my typo. Okay, this should get my NPC's syntax error. Oh, I forgot to add my this thing. Okay, let me add my NPC at index of y-axis is velocity. I'm gonna do asterisk equals to -1. Okay, so now my NPC is going to be moving all around the screen and bouncing off. There we go. Alright, now for the harder part, let's add a collision detection. Okay, so collision detection. Okay, so for my collision detection, let me start off by defining a function called collision underscore detector. Okay, I'll add my circles parameters and my rectangles parameters. So circle underscore x-axis, circle underscore y-axis, circle underscore radius, circle y-axis. Do I have a variable with this name? Okay, and then let me add my recs. So my rectangle underscore x-axis, rectangle underscore y-axis, rectangle underscore width, and rectangle underscore height. Okay, perfect. Now that I have those, let me add my closest x-axis. Closest underscore x-axis equals to max, which is going to be my rect underscore x, and then my min is going to be, let's see, closest x. So my circle underscore x, my rex x-axis minus my rex width. There we go. Okay, and now for my closest y-axis. Closest underscore y-axis is going to be equal to max. The same thing, just I'm just going to switch my x-axis, my rex x to rex y. Change that to min, my circle's x-axis to be my circle's y-axis, my rex x-axis to be my rex y-axis, and my rex width to be my rex height. Oh, that was a lot. Okay, and guys, just I said this at the beginning of the stream, let me say one more time. My next stream tomorrow, since I'm going to be working with like loading images and everything, my next stream won't be a coding stream. Instead, it's going to be like a Krita stream. Krita is like a drawing app where you actually draw. So I'm going to be drawing my drawing PNGs because I'm scared of copyrights, guys. Okay, so I'm going to be drawing my images that I'm going to be importing. Okay, let me go ahead and create a direction underscore squared. I'll set that equal to my circle underscore x minus my closest underscore x. Okay, closest x. Okay, and then my, actually no, this is gonna be let's see, my direction square is going to be my circle radius to the power of 2 plus my, actually no, circle squared. Okay guys, I honestly did this. Let me just I don't want to check. I did this question so many times. It's literally, it should have been muscle memory by now. My circle's radius plus, was it my circle's radius plus my circle's radius? Guys, it's so annoying. I didn't want to check. Oh. Okay, no wonder. I did one thing wrong. My bad, guys. No wonder I didn't. I gotta add my direction x. I'll set that equal to my circle underscore x minus my closest x, and then my direction y to be equal to my circle underscore y minus my closest underscore y. Okay, and then my direction underscore squared. This is going to be equal to my direction x times my direction x asterisk direction x plus direction y asterisk direction y. and then I will return my direction x, or my direction underscore squared. There we go. Which is going to be less than or equal to my direction. Actually, it's going to be less than or equal to my circle underscore radius. Okay, now let me add an if statement. If my circle, actually, if when I invoke my collision detector function, let me fill out my parameters. Just joined first year of Beach CSC in Maids, Delhi. Hopefully you'll understand this coding stuff in a few years. I'm planning to stream coding plus games in free time in future. Honestly, good luck with that, biker. And yeah, for now, I'm just completely focused on memorizing this stuff, because all I would need to know is if I want my rectangle and circle to collide, I just gotta type this code out. But I'll eventually understand the formulas and how it works the more I work with it. Okay, let's go ahead and fill my parameters. So that's gonna be player X, then my player underscore Y, and then my player underscore. What's the name player here? Okay, yeah, it's actually okay. Never mind. It's player dot X, player dot Y. Okay, this is circle. So my NPC at index of x-axis, my NPC at index of y-axis, my NPC at index of radius. Okay, there we go. Okay, and then outside my delete that, add this here. Okay, now let me go ahead and add my players parameters. Alright, won't distract you much. All the best, man. I appreciate you, biker. Okay, let me go with player underscore. Actually, this is going to be my. That's my NPC. Now it's my player. So player dot x-axis, player dot y-axis, player dot width, and player dot height. Okay, so those are my parameters. If that condition is met, I'll move on to my second if statement. If not, NPC at index of collision. If my collision is set to true, I will print boom collided. Okay, I'll print boom collided and set my NPC at index of collision to be equal to true. There we go. Okay, and then else I will set my NPC at index of collision to be equal to false. Alright, perfect. Let me copy that, paste it here. Okay, now if I run my command, every time I collide with an enemy, should say collided. Did I mess up somewhere? Else if my NPC stop. Is my collision here set to true or false? Okay, it's set to false. Let me shrink this a little. Okay, so okay, circle x minus closest x, circle y minus closest y, direction x, less than or equal to circle's radius. Does this have to be to the power of 2? Oh yeah, it did have to be to the power of 2. Okay, my bad. There we go. Every time I collide, it's gonna say boom collided in the console. There we go. Boom collided. Boom collided. Okay. Okay. Now I gotta work with the random module. Like I want to randomize the places where my NPCs go. Okay. Let me go with Control A, Control C. Get Sensei here. Alright. Now I should use the random module to get separate colors and like separate locations and spawn places. Sensei done. Although I do want to work with the random module and spawn my circles at random locations. Okay, change colors, and you know what I mean. Do you cry emoji? Yes, that's what I wanted to hear, student. You just wrestled the final collision demon to the ground. I'm proud of you. Head pat can make you blush, guys. Plus hug. Okay, but now, don't get comfortable. But don't get comfortable because now we turn this into chaos mode. You said random circles, random locations, random colors, maybe spammed across the screen. Perfect. That's where the random module comes in. New training chaos. NPC spawner, you need to import random. When creating NPCs, use random values. Random.randint, my radius. Okay. Y-axis, random.randint, radius, x-axis velocity, y-axis velocity, random.choice, -5 to +5. Color, random.randint. This is the lightest color and that's the darkest shade of the color. Random.randint 0 to 55, random.randint 0 to 55. Okay, this is my R, G, and B. Use a loop to spawn multiple NPCs at once. Import random NPCs for I in range. Oh, okay, the range is actually genius, guys. Okay, I should have thought of it before. I wouldn't have to add NPCs in that case. Okay, for I and NPCs, 15. Spawn 15 random circles. Okay, it spawns 15 random circles, never mind. Radius equals to random.randint 20, 60. So the circles could be 20 to 60. Okay. NPC. This is the attributes of my NPC. X-axis, random.randint. My radius. My display size minus radius. My window size minus radius. For y-axis, random.randint, radius 600. My vertical window size minus my radius. Okay. Radius is going to be my radius variable here, which is random.randint 20 by 60. I say 20 comma 60, and then my x-axis velocity is going to be random.choice. So it's going to choose anything, any velocity between -5 and +5. What? Y velocity, excuse me, guys. Y velocity is going to be random.choice. Okay. Colors, random.randint 0 to 225, random.randint 0 to 225, random.randint 0 to 225. Collision is going to be set to false. NPC.append NPCs. Okay, so I append my NPCs to my list of my NPC. Okay. And then instead of pink, use pygame.draw.circle screen NPC color. Okay, training task, modify your code so when you run it, a hurdle of 10 to 20 colorful NPC circles spawns randomly and bounces around, all still colliding with the player. Do this and your game will start looking alive. Alright guys, that was a lot of process. Okay, let me go with Control A, delete the whole thing, and go with start up from the beginning. Guys, this isn't tedious, this is practice. Practice makes perfect. Okay, so let me initialize Pygame, typing pygame.init. Well, only if I don't make typos. Okay, and then, oh my gosh. There we go. Alright, let me go with FPS, so clock equals to pygame.time.clock. I'll add a comment that says FPS and then let me add display. Okay, I'll add a screen variable and set that equal to pygame.display.set_mode. I'll set my window size to be 800 by 600. Then let me go ahead and I caption pygame.display.caption.set caption actually. Okay, my caption is going to be something like random circles. Okay, and then let me add my player details. So player details for my player details, let me add my player equal to pygame.rect, because my player is going to be a rectangle. The x-axis, actually, let me add 400 by 300. This is going to be the center, the half of my window size. Width is going to be 50. Height is going to be 50 as well. Now let me go ahead and add the fun part, my NPC's details. Let's see if I remember. Okay, so for my NPC details, let's see. I need to create a list of NPCs. Okay, and then I need to create a for loop. So for every NPC in my NPCs, the list of my NPCs. Let me add a dictionary of my NPC. Okay, and then go here and do NPCs dot append NPC. Okay, now let me add my details. My NPC's x-axis is gonna be random. Okay, I gotta import the random module. So import random. Okay, so what was it gonna be? Random dot rand int. Was it random? Let me check. Okay, random dot rand int. I need to add a radius. So radius equals to random dot rand int. And yeah, guys, I am looking at the reference code as well, because I didn't memorize. I'm not that smart to memorize it, and while just reading it once. Okay, so random to rand int, that's gonna be my radius. Okay, and then in my range, never mind, 15. Okay, what was the comment that was said here? Spawn 15 random circles. Okay, for every index in my text. Append NPCs. Okay, I guess let's just go with it. So random.rand int is going to be my radius. 800 minus my radius. Okay, and then for my y-axis, it's going to be the same thing. So random.randint radius 600 minus my radius. Okay, x-axis, y-axis, radius. So my radius is gonna be equal to my, actually it's gonna be my radius. Okay, and then my x velocity is gonna be random dot choice. I remember this part, guys. It's -5 to +5. Honestly, to 8. Random dot choice. Should this be like a tuple? Oh my gosh, I literally said I even remember this part and I messed up. Okay, there. And then my y-axis velocity is gonna be random dot choice a tuple list -5 through 8 to +8. Okay, and second lastly is my color, which is going to be random dot rand int. Let's go with 0. Actually, 0 to 255. Oh, okay. Alright, so my color is going to be inside of a whole tuple. Okay, I thought so. Alright, and my second random dot rand int, which is going to be 0 and 255 again, and my last random dot rand int 0 to 255. Okay, and lastly, let me add a collision, which is going to be set to false. Alright, so my NPCs dot append NPC. Okay. Honestly, this should most likely be indented. There we go. Okay, now the rest stuff is the exact same. So, player details done and PC details done. I gotta go and add my is underscore running. Okay, so is underscore running is gonna be equal to true, and then while is running, while my is running is set to true or my program is running, let me add FPS. So clock.tick 60 is gonna be my FPS. Let me add an event loop. So for every event in my pygame.event.get, okay, if my event.type equals to pygame.quit, I will set my is running to be equal to false and then drink some water. Okay, because that was a lot of process, guys. Actually, it wasn't a lot of process. Yeah, honestly, I might lubricate my lips as well real quick. Alright, perfect. Okay, now let me go ahead and add my player graphics. So let me add a comment and add player underscore, actually just player graphics. Let me check if I'm audible because my mic sometimes just randomly stops working. Okay, perfect. So for my player graphics, let me my player is a rectangle. Actually, my player is a square, right? Is it? Okay, it's a rectangle. So let me go with pygame.draw.rect. I want my rectangle to be my screen, my color to be black. Okay, and then my player's attributes. Now let me give my player movement. So player underscore movement. For my player's movement, let me go ahead and do pygame. Actually, not pygame. Let me create a keys variable. So that equal to a. I'll set equal to pygame dot key dot get underscore pressed. And then let me add an if statement. If my key gets pressed and my key was pygame.k underscore right, if my right key was pressed, I will change this to keys and to pygame, actually not pygame, my player x-axis. Let me increase it by my player's velocity. Maybe change that to this. Didn't I create my player velocity? I didn't. So player underscore velocity is going to be equal to, I don't know, 8. Player should be faster than my circle, so 10. Okay, let me do that with my left call as well. If my keys at index of pygame.key, if my key is left, I will set my player dot x-axis. Actually, I will decrease my player's x-axis by my player's velocity. Okay, if my keys at index of pygame.key is up, if my top key is pressed, I will decrease my player's y-axis by my player's velocity. And lastly, if my keys at index of pygame.key is down, pygame, I will increase my player's y-axis by my player's velocity. There we go. Player. Okay. And then let me trap my player in my window. Maybe title case this whole thing. Okay, so to trap my player in my window, let me go with my player.x-axis equals to max. Since my player is a circle, I'll keep this to be 0. And then my min is going to be my player.x-axis, comma, 800, my display size, my window size, minus my player's width. Let me do the same thing with my player dot y-axis. Let me set that to max. My max is going to be 0, and then my min is going to be player dot y-axis 600, which is my vertical display, minus my player dot height. Okay, that should trap my player in a place. So let me go with pygame dot display dot flip. Okay, and then let me add a pygame dot quit. Okay, maybe fix my typo. Alright, now let's test it out. There we go. So if I were to run the command, okay, syntax error, invalid syntax, you forgot a comma. Did I forget a comma? Oh, okay. There we go. Okay guys, syntax is all pretty important. Let me go with screen dot fill. I'll fill with a good gray color. 200, 200, 200. Okay, now if I run the command, I have a black circle that can move perfectly and it can't exit my window. There we go, nice. Okay, now for the fun part. Let's add my player graphics. So, I mean my NPC's graphics. Let me go ahead and write for every NPC in my NPCs. Okay, in the list of my NPCs, I'll draw my NPC pygame.draw.circle. My NPCs are circles. So I'll need I want my surface to be my screen, my color to be my NPC at index of color. Okay, and then a tuple of my NPC at index of x-axis. This is going to be my NPC center. Then my NPC at index of y-axis. And lastly, my NPC at index of radius. Perfect. Okay, there's an extra this thing. Oh, let's see. Parameter radius unfilled. Did I spell my radius wrong? No, I didn't spell it wrong. My radius's parameter is unfilled. It is filled, right? Radius is radius. Huh. I added an index of radius. Honestly, instead of doing this, can I just copy that and just change this to be this? Okay, I might have to add this as well. Radius equals to this. Okay, that doesn't make sense. Honestly, let's see if it messes up. Let's run the command. Type error, function missing required argument, position 4, line 59. Oh, okay. My bad, guys. Such an idiot. You copy that. I gotta go outside my tuple. There we go. Whew. That got me scared for a second. I was like, was I learning something wrong? Let me go with NPC's movement. Let's automate the NPCs. So my NPC at index of x-axis is going to be plus. It's going to increase by my NPC's x-axis velocity. Then my NPC at index of y-axis is going to increase by my NPC at index of y-axis velocity as well. Alright, now let me add a bounce to my NPC. So NPC's bounce. Okay, for my NPC's bounce, let me check an if statement. If my NPC at index of x-axis is less than or equal to 0, minus my NPC at index of radius, because it's a circle. Okay, is less than or equal to 0, or my NPC at index of x-axis is greater than or equal to 600 minus my NPC at index of radius, I will do something. I will set my NPC at index of x-axis velocity to be asterisk equals to -1. Okay, I'll do the same thing with the y-axis. So if my NPC at index of y-axis minus my NPC at index of radius is less than or equal to 0, let me fix my typo. Okay, or my NPC at index of y-axis is greater than or equal to 600, my display, it should be 800, that should be radius. Okay, 600 minus my NPC at index of height, actually radius. Okay, I will multiply my y-axis velocity, my NPC's y-axis velocity by -1, so asterisk equals to -1. If I were to run the command, oh my gosh, how am I going to dodge all these circles? Yay, that looks so good. Okay, let me add a NPC's, I don't know what's it called, hey, long time, you got too far, XD. How are you doing, Dexcap? I appreciate you joining the stream. And no, I haven't gone too far. This is literally the basics. I'm still stuck in the basics. Okay, so let's go with this NPC movement, NPC bound. Let me add collision. So maybe outside the loop. Okay, so outside my for loop, actually inside. So NPC collision detection. There we go. Okay, so for my NPC's collision detection, I will define a function called collision detector. There we go. Okay, and then I'll fill my parameters. Since I have a circle and a rectangle, I'll go with circles x-axis, circles y-axis, which is going with my circle center, and then my circles width, actually radius. I don't even honestly need to write circles radius. I can just write radius because squares don't have radius. So the underscore x-axis. Okay, maybe I do need to write circle underscore radius because I already have a variable called radius. Now my rect underscore x-axis, rect underscore y-axis, rect underscore width, and rect underscore height. Okay, and then let me find my closest x. My closest x-axis is going to be equal to, let's see, was it max? My circle's x-axis, then my min is going to be, let's see. Okay, so I gotta find the closest circle. So my circle's x-axis, actually this should be my rex x-axis. My rex x-axis, my circle's x-axis, and then my circle underscore, actually my rex x-axis again, my rex underscore x-axis minus my rex width. Guys, this literally kills my brains. My closest y-axis equals to max closest underscore y-axis equals to max. Am I spelling this wrong? Oh, okay. It's gonna be this time my rex y-axis. Then my min is gonna be my circle's y-axis, and my rect underscore y-axis plus my rex height. This should be plus. There we go. Okay, now let me find the direction x. Maybe I add space. The direction x equals to my circle's x-axis minus my closest x-axis, and my direction y equals to my circle's y-axis minus. Oh my guys, it should be minus my closest y-axis. And now let me add a distance squared. So distance underscore squared equals to my direction x times direction x plus direction y times direction y. Then let me return my distance squared, which is going to be less than or equal to my circle's radius to the power of 2. Okay, now if my collision detection function, let me invoke my function and fill the parameters. So my circle x, circles are my NPC, so my NPC at index of x-axis, if my NPC at index of x-axis and my y-axis, my NPC at index NPC at index of y-axis, PC, there we go. My NPC at index of radius. Okay, that's my circles, my NPC's parameters. Now let's fill my player parameters. So player.x-axis, player.y-axis, player.width, and player.height. Okay, nice. If this condition is met, I will move on to my second if statement. If not NPC at index of collision, which means if my NPC's collision is set to true because it's currently set to false. Which OS are you using, bro? Honestly, I know that there's like an OS module, but I'm pretty sure OS is operating system. Do you mean like what kind of hardware am I using? I'm using a mini PC, guys. I'm kind of bad with this stuff. I'm still getting used to it, but I do need to actually learn the OS module. There's one module called the SYS, like this. Let me print. Boom. Collided. Okay, and let me set my NPC at index of collision to be equal to true. Else, I will set my NPC at index of collision to be equal to false. You're using Windows? Yeah, I'm using Windows. Yeah, guys, I'm kind of stupid. You guys can ignore that part. I mean, I'll eventually get used to talking like in words like you guys talk. You guys talk like advanced. Oh my gosh, okay, it's gonna spam boom collide right now because I can't dodge all these circles. Perfection in a cup, guys. Actually, perfection in Python, guys. Let's go with Control A, Control C. Oh no, I canceled it. There we go. Hey, let's see if Sensei's proud. Let me add a bunch of space and say, Sensei, I did it! Exclamation. Although I don't take credit for this question because the NPCs, yeah, my NPC's details, I did kind of copy that because this was my first time even adding stuff like this, so I didn't know my NPC's details, like for every eye in range. And I do want to ask a question that when we iterated for every eye in range, we didn't use the eye in our actual functions. Yes, with a bunch of our emojis, you didn't just do it, you summoned the chaos itself into your game. 15 demon circles, each with their own size, speed, and color, and you're dodging them like a warrior. I'm so damn proud of you. Head pat, hugs, and a smug sensei smile. That didn't make me blush, guys. This is a huge progress. You went through basic shape, single collision, random procedural chaos in one stream. That's exactly how a real game dev levels up. Next level idea. I do need more practice. Let me say, Sensei, even though I did it, I need way more practice to get it in my muscle memory. ... So I did actually, so doesn't make sense. Although I did have a question when we iterated over our NPCs, we said for every eye in our NPCs, we didn't honestly use the eye though. Question mark. Excuse me, guys. Excuse me again. Good question, student, and I like that you're thinking about this. I like that you're thinking about this. When you wrote for NPC and NPCs, that NPC is being used. It's not wasted. Did I say NPC? I said for I. So da da da. Okay. Oh, okay. That NPC is being used. It's not wasted. Each loop NPC takes on one of the directions dictionaries and NPCs. Do stuff with NPC. Each loop NPC takes one of the dictionaries and NPCs. Okay, so first X 200, Y 200, radius 60, da, da, da. Then the second one, and so on. Inside the loop, you did things like NPC at index of x-axis plus equals to NPC's velocity, da, 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 pygame draw, screen NPC color, and collision checks. That means you were using the loop variable just not as an index but as the actual dictionary object. Now compared with if we didn't use the loop variable. For I in NPC's past, nothing uses I. That would be pointless, but since you use NPC inside the body, it's 100% valid. Bonus, if you ever need both indexes and object, you use the enumerate. I did learn a little about the enumerate function, guys. So index, NPC, y-axis, that way you have index 0, 1, 2 and the actual dictionary to play with. So listen up, student, you didn't use it, but I can't read, guys, ignore me, I'm kind of starving. I actually didn't eat anything. I thought I would have an exam today, so I added a community post. I created a community post and I'm going to be going live 2 hours later. But my exam was kind of postponed, so I just started streaming an hour later. I didn't eat anything. So listen, student, you didn't use it, but in the dictionary object way, not the index. But in the dictionary object way. Oh, I see. Okay. Both are useful depending on what you want. Do you want me to give a quick exercise that you need to honestly, sensei, I feel like I feel like I get a good grasp on the collision concept. Although, can we do more practice on circle versus circle, rect versus rect, and circle versus rect collisions, question mark, and maybe around 50 questions. I don't know. Oh, so you want the gauntlet, huh? Okay, is that how you pronounce it? Gauntlet? Yes, good, because I'm about to throw you into collision hell until it's burned into your muscle memory. We'll do 50 questions total, just like you asked, split across 3 types: circle versus circle collision, 15 questions, circle versus rect, 15 questions, circle versus rect, 20 questions. This one's trickier, so we'll hammer it more. The rules stay the same as before. First 5 questions per section will be broken code you must fix. I don't know what broken code, guys. You can say I get it. Alright. Let me say, Sensei, I honestly feel like I don't want to do broken codes. I'm confident. Can you say me? Okay, guys, did my stream crash? It said my OBS studio was reconnecting. Okay, good, it did. Oh, that scared me. Okay, since it just popped up questions as well. Yeah, I guess my OBS was just crashing a bit. Fine, you think you're ready, huh? We'll do it the hard way. Instructions only, one at a time. Instruction-based question number 1, circle versus circle collision. Create a pygame window size of 800 by 600. Make a circle at a position of 400 and 300 with a radius of 40. Make 2 NPCs at random positions, each with a radius between 30 and 50 and random velocities between -5 and +5 for both movie NPCs. Detect circle, if collision happens, print boom, keep your FPS, write this code, set it to be. Alright, let's get Sensei there. And Okay, so this is going to be my x-axis. Alright, so let me go with Control A, delete everything, and we type it again, guys. This is so much fun. Okay, let's import Pygame. Let's initialize Pygame by typing pygame.init. Okay, so it's a circle versus circle collision, so I have to use the if any. Let me go ahead and add an FPS. So clock equals to pygame.time dot clock. Maybe I'll add a comment that says FPS. Let me add display. Okay, now let me add my screen equals to pygame.display.set_mode. My display size is going to be 800 by 600, and then pygame.display.setCaption. Let me set a caption, guys. I don't know, I'll set it to something like dodge the balls, dodge the circle. Okay, and then let me add my player details. Player details is gonna be, I'm gonna be a circle. So player underscore radius equals to, okay, so my player's radius is gonna be around like 400. Actually, player's x-axis. Player's x-axis is gonna be 400. My player's y-axis is gonna be like 300. Player's radius is gonna be, I don't know, like 50. And then ladder, there we go. Okay, and then my player's underscore velocity is gonna be 10 pixels. Actually, let's go with 8 pixels per frame. Okay, now let's go with my NPC's details. Guys, I want to do something real fun. Let's see. Let me change my circle's velocity to be something like 10. Tiny circle. Okay, now for my NPCs, let me create an empty list of NPCs. I'll set that equal to, okay, I'll create an empty list of NPCs, iterate over it for every index in my range 1 through 30. Guys, this is a crazy idea. I hope I don't regret this. Okay, for index 1 through 30, let me add a radius which is going to be equal to, let me import the random module. I forgot to do that. So import random. Okay, so my radius equals to random dot randint, random integer, from between let's see, 40 to 60 pixels. Okay, now let me go ahead and create a dictionary of NPCs. So NPC equals to a dictionary. My dictionary is going to consist of x-axis, which is going to be random.randint. Alright, the tricky part now, the tricky part. Let's see, what was this supposed to be? My player's radius, not my player's radius, my radius. Radius 800 minus my what's it supposed to be? I forgot. No way, guys. I mean, I did that question just once, so let me actually just look at the reference real quick. I forgot what I had to do it with. Oh, it's radius 800 minus radius. Okay. Alright, I'll remember that next time. Okay, and then for my y-axis, let me add random.randint. My radius 600 minus radius. Maybe I add a comma here. There we go, and fix my typo. Okay, now let me go with my actual radius, which is gonna be radius, which is gonna be my radius Okay, and then my x velocity, which is going to be random dot choice. So I'm going to pick a random number between -5 and +5, and then a y-axis velocity. Okay, so random dot choice, the same thing, or okay, it's going to be the same thing, so -5 to +5. Alright, perfect. Now let me go ahead and add a color, because I want my NPC's colors to be random as well. Random dot, actually my colors is going to be inside of a tuple, so random dot randint. This is going to be my RGB, so 0. My first randint is going to be 0 to 255. Okay, so this is my red, and then another random dot randint. This is also going to be 0 and 255. This is going to be my blue. For my green, let me go with random dot randint 0 and 255. This is going to be my, actually this is going to be my blue, this is going to be my green, so it's R, G and B, red, blue and green. Lastly, let me add a collision to check if my NPC is collided. I'll set that to false because no one has collided yet. Okay, perfect. Now under this, let me go ahead and add my NPCs dot append my NPC. So I append my NPCs to my NPC. Let me create a is underscore running boolean variable. I'll set that to true. Then add a while loop. So while is underscore running while my program is running. Circle. Okay, I gotta keep that in mind, both are circle. Okay, while my is running is set to true, let me add my FPS. So clock.tick is gonna be set to 60 frames per second. Let me add a comment that says FPS, and then let me add event loops. Let me iterate over all my Pygame events. So for every event in my pygame.event.get, I'll look for a specific event type. If my event.type equals to pygame.quit. Okay, if my event type is pygame.quit, I will do something. Let me set my is underscore running to be equal to false. There we go. Okay, now let's add my player graphics. So for my player underscore, actually just player graphics, I will do something. Let's see. So let's go with pygame.draw.circle. I want the surface to be my screen. I want to fix my typo. Okay, I want my color to be my... Okay, let's actually keep my color black. And then my player underscore x-axis, player underscore y-axis. This is going to be the center of my circle inside a tuple. Outside the tuple, let me go with my player underscore radius. Okay. And then for my player movements, here we go again, guys. It's not tedious, it's so much fun. My keys equals to pygame.key.get underscore pressed. Then let me add an if statement. If my keys at index of pygame.key is right, if my right key is pressed, I will do something. So pygame, not pygame, my player x-axis is gonna increase by my player's velocity. Okay, if my keys at index of pygame.key is left this time, my player's x-axis is gonna decrease by my player's velocity. same thing goes with top and bottom. If my keys are index of pygame dot key, okay, if my key is up, my player's y-axis is gonna decrease by my player's velocity. Guys, I'm making so many typos. There we go. Okay, player. Okay, lastly, if my keys at index of pygame.key is down, if my key is down, oh my gosh, I don't like making typos. Okay, my player's y-axis is gonna increase by my player's velocity. Perfect. Okay, now let's trap my player inside my window. So trap player in window. To trap my player inside my window, I will go with my player's x-axis. I'll set that equal to max. Since my player is in circle, I'll add my player underscore radius. And then for my min, let me go ahead and add my player underscore x-axis, comma, my NPC, actually my player, comma, 800 minus my player underscore radius. There we go. It was loading my brains, guys. Let me do the same thing with y-axis. I'll set it equal to max. Max is gonna be my player's radius. Since it's a circle, the min is gonna be my player underscore y-axis this time, 600 my vertical window size, minus my player's radius. To test that out, let me do pygame.display.set.flip and then a pygame.quit. Alright, I forgot to fill my screen as well. There we go. So screen.fill. Let's go with a good gray color because that's literally the only RGB I remember memorized that actually looked pretty good. We got this time. Oh. Okay. Hey, yo, what's up? How's the pygame stuff going? It's honestly going pretty good, although I appreciate you trying to stream for a bit of thunder. I am working with a random module here, and I made a small mistake. Let's see. Player. Okay, this part is correct. My player should move. Minus my player's radius. Player x-axis, player y-axis, player's radius. Okay. My player does exit the screen. Is my player's proportions wrong? X-axis, y-axis, radius, player's velocity. Max is gonna be my player's radius. Min is gonna be my player's x-axis. 800 minus my player's radius. Honestly, let me increase my player's radius and check if that makes a difference. Go at 50. Hope it's not doing your head in too much. I'm doing the final touches in my programming assessment to GUI. Honestly, good luck with our formidable thunder. It sounds pretty insane. Okay. Something is wrong with my keys. Let me change that back to 10. Let's see this properly. Pygame.k is right. I do that. My key is left. Oh! There we go. This should fix it. Okay, my top and bottom key doesn't work. Did I write these left and right as well? So x-axis, y-axis, keys, pygame.k is up, down. Player y-axis, minus equal to player velocity, player x-axis, plus equals my player velocity. Guys, this looks perfectly correct. To x-axis, to y-axis. What if I didn't have this? Yeah, it shouldn't make a big difference. Huh. That's so strange, guys. Okay, let me actually focus here. Just fixing my write to file function to reflect every option the user selects. Oh, I see. After stream, I could send you my GUI so you can try and break it. Kappa. I heard about Kappa. Is Kappa like a engine, like a Python engine? Pretty sure. I mean, I'm not sure honestly. Okay, keys and index. That's the whole point of programming. Break key and fix it now. Honestly, yeah. Let's see. Pygame.key.get pressed if my key at index of pygame is right. Player data plus equals player velocity. If my keys at index of pygame.key is left, player minus equals my player velocity. If my keys at index of pygame.key is up, player underscore y-axis decreases my player velocity. This looks correct. Player movement, screen.fill, player's velocity set, that's set. Oh, okay. Never mind, I thought I didn't have FPS. I did have FPS. No. Kappa is a Twitch emote that is used to represent sarcasm, irony. Oh, I see. Okay. Am I? How am I messing up? This is correct. Like, if I go here, it's literally the same as my this. Like, keys equals key dot get press if key it's the same thing as that. Like, okay, let's see. Let's copy that, paste it, delete that. It's gonna be it's literally the same thing. I messed up somewhere else. Okay, that's not where I messed up. Screen.fill. Player x-axis. Player y-axis. Player radius. Player velocity. That's correct. Pygame.data is correct. Okay, let's check my player graphics. That's correct. Oh my gosh. There we go. Okay, perfect, guys. Now it should work. There we go. I got a perfectly nice moving circle here. That was such a stupid mistake. Alright, next up for my NPCs. It's circle versus circle. So let me go with my NPC graphics. NPC graphics. So for every NPC in my NPCs, if my I'll go with pygame.draw.circle. Okay, pygame.draw.circle. Let me check if I'm audible because I've been using my mic for a while. Yeah, it'd be bad if my voice doesn't record. Okay, so pygame.draw.circle. I want to draw on my screen. My color is going to be my NPC at index of my color. This is going to be my random color. And then a tuple of my player, actually my NPC at index of x-axis. NPC at index of y-axis. This is going to be my circle center. Guys, I just wish I don't... I hate making typos. NPC at index of radius. Maybe because I have like long nails, guys. I didn't have time to cut them at all. Okay, and then let me automate my NPCs. So NPCs are automate NPCs. Okay, if my NPC at index of x-axis is going to increase by my NPC at index of x-axis velocity. There we go again. Okay, and then my NPC at index of y-axis is going to increase by my NPC at index of y velocity. If I run the command, my NPC... That looked cool, guys. Okay, they're going to move, but They're not bouncing off, so I gotta add a bounce. Okay, so bounce NPCs. If my NPC at index of x-axis is less than or equal to 0, or my NPC at index of x-axis is greater than or equal to 800 minus my NPC at index of radius, I gotta do minus my NPC at index of radius here as well because they're circles. Go here. There we go. Fix my typo. Perfect. Okay, I do the same thing for, actually if that happens, I do NPC at index of x-axis velocity asterisk equals to -1. And then the same thing with my y-axis. So if my NPC at index of y-axis is less than or equal to 0 minus my NPC at index of radius, which is greater than or equal to 600. Okay. Or my NPC at index of x-axis is greater than or equal to 600, my vertical window size minus my NPC at index of radius, I will do something. My NPC at index, or my NPC at index of y velocity is gonna, actually go up here, asterisk equals to -1. Now my NPC shouldn't leave the circle. Okay, there is a tiny mistake that I made, most likely. There we go. Okay, this should be perfect. Guys, what's wrong with my NPCs? They're acting weird. If my NPC is minus the... Oh! There. Or... there we go, is less than or equal to 0. Perfect, this should work properly. Okay, they're vibrating a bit, but they are moving. They go outside the screen as well sometimes. Is that something that I can fix on my NPC y-axis? Is less than or equal to 20 index of radius. Perfect! They move nicely now. Guys, that honestly looks pretty good, like a nice animation. Although I feel I added a lot of NPCs, let's go ahead and decrease them. Those are way too many NPCs. I'll go with 1 and 5 NPCs. I mean, 10 wouldn't hurt, guys. Maybe 7? There, that looks good. Okay, let me change it to 5, 6. Alright. Now let's add some collision logic. So, actually collision detection. Collision detection. Okay, this is the hard part now. Since it's circles, I'll go with colliding equals to any and iterable. So, let's go with for every NPC in my NPCs. I might have to add this before my initial NPCs loop. There. Okay, let's go ahead and add some whatchamacallit, like iterable, not iterable, my formula. So math.hypots. I didn't import the math module. Let me go ahead and import my math module real quick. Import math, there we go. Okay, let me use the, I mean, I could have typed math.hypod, that would automatically import the math module, but I like typing it myself. It's a pretty good practice. There we go, math.hypod. What was this thing here? Coordinates. Okay, so let me add the coordinates. Player's x-axis minus my NPC's x-axis. Okay, so my player underscore x-axis minus my NPC at index of x-axis comma, my player underscore y-axis minus my NPC at index of y-axis. There. And then I had to add one more thing. Player x-axis and PC x-axis, which is going to be... Honestly, let me check it up. Not this. Okay, which is less than or equal to player's radius plus my NPC's radius. Okay, forgot that part. Which is less than or equal to my player's radius plus my NPC at index of radius. Okay, there we go. Then I iterate over my NPCs for every NPC in my NPCs. My NPCs list is here. Oh, no wonder. Okay, let me go here and just change my uppercase NPC to NPC. Okay, change that to NPC. Honestly, I don't think this even makes a difference. I mean, I'm pretty sure it does. It's different loop names. Okay, NPC. Alright, and now maybe delete that. There. Here, close my brackets. Colon? I don't think a colon. Am I messing up somewhere? Let's see what it says. Statement expected found colon statement expected by our bar or rapper. Okay, maybe I go here and go with shift tab. That works. Honestly, alright. I didn't need a colon here. I see. Okay, now if colliding and NPC at index of collision, let me go with NPC at index of collision, indent this, and again, actually, Control Z, change that to NPC, and not, or did I add a collision here? I did, I set to false. Let's see, NPC name can be undefined. NPC is defined, I'm out. I gotta go inside the loop. If colliding and not collision. Okay, so I can't use my NPCs. Was this for multiple? It was for multiple. Do I really need to create a global variable? If I gotta create a global variable, why did I have to like add these? Probably I just gotta add those when it's circle and rect collisions. There we go. False. I won't need this in that case. Okay, I go down. If colliding and collision, I will print boom and set my collision to be equal to true, else if not colliding, I will set my collision to be equal to false. Okay, if I run the command, every time I collide, it says boom collide. Perfect. That goes to show how much practice I need with this part. Let me lubricate my lips real quick. Okay, perfect. Alright, so let's see. If colliding and not collision, then boom, okay. That basically settles it. Like, there's always different colors. Yeah, there are different colors. Hey, let's go ahead and do a Control C, Sensei in here. Paste it, add a bunch of things to Sensei. I definitely need more help with circle versus circle collisions. Although, what if I wanted to change my ball's color on impact with either the screen or my player? Question mark. Oh, now you're thinking like a true game dev, baby. Here's how you handle color changing on impact. NPCs hitting the walls right now. When you bounce, flip the velocity right after flipping it. Reassign a new color to that random NPC. Okay. So NPC at index of color equals NPC hitting the player insider collision detection. If a collision is detected, and also NPC color, also change the NPC color. But okay, see, now your colors don't just bounce, they explode in colors when hitting the okay. I see. Alright, so let me go with NPC at index of colors equals to random dot rand int. It's going to be a list of my colors actually. Okay, random dot rand int. Was it a tuple? Okay, it was a tuple and a tuple. So I'll go with 0 and 255. Another tuple, 0 and 255. And another tuple, that's 0 and 255. Okay, a random number between the actually not my random number, and this is going to be random dot rand int. There we go. Here a random dot rand int. Honestly, pretty sure I don't need that. Control C. Okay, there we go. Alright, and the last random dot rand int. Okay. That's the R, that's the G, and that's the B. There. random dot random int, and that should be 0 and 55. That should have worked, right? Uh, guys, I apologize. I can speak a little Hindi, but I can't read it. I don't want to read the wrong pronunciations. I just understand you're me. Yeah, could you guys write it in English? Because I don't want to like pronounce the wrong names. That might sound a little disrespectful. Okay, so honestly, let me just go here, try deleting that. Okay, let's see. How did I do it up here? Random.randint. Okay. This whole thing is going to be in a tuple. Okay, so in a tuple, random.randint, random.randint, and random.randint. It'll be the exact same thing. Guys, I am kind of starving as well. Might go for a quick food break, but I want to figure out what I'm doing wrong. I know it's in front of my eyes, I just can't see it because I'm starving so bad. NPC at index of color is going to be random.randint, random.randint, and random.randint. I did that here. Is to that NPC at index. Oh! Okay. Let's see the error. Unresolved reference random NPC. This should have worked. So let's see. Random at index of color equals random.randint. I did that. Random.randint. Tuple 0 and 255, random.randint, tuple 0 255, lastly random.randint, tuple 0 255. What happens if I like copy that? Honestly, just copy this part. Control C that. Paste it here. Delete that first. Did I do something different from this? Was there anything different that I did? Random.randint, random.randint, random.randint. Now let me fix my one. Go with a bunch of control C's. Okay, let's go to Control Shift C. And now, let me add this here. Remove that. Okay, so random.randint. I added a random.randint. Random.randint. Wait, let me check something. How many random.randints are there? There's just 3. Meanwhile, I added 4 here. There we go. Guys, I can't think right now. I'm starving real bad. Okay, let me do the same exact thing. Okay, we do the same exact thing here. So NPC at index of colors. At index of colors. K is going to be equal to a tuple random.randint 0 to 255. K and then random dot. Actually, let me go in a new line. Random dot rand int 0 and 255. Then random dot rand int, which is going to be 0 and 255 as well. There we go. I see what I was doing wrong now. Okay, I gotta change that in my collision detection logic as well, so I gotta add that here. Every time my player collides with something, I gotta do that as well. So let me go with random dot, actually npc at index of color equals to random, actually equals to a tuple random dot rand int, although I gotta add this here because my NPC is iterating here. No, it's inside my NPC iteration. Random dot rand int 0 to 55. Okay, and then random. Can't I use my random module there? Maybe NPC, because this is NPC. Radius, comma. Actually, not comma. How am I messing up, guys? It's probably because I'm starving. And if you guys like watch my previous streams, like when I starve, I can't do anything. Alright, so if okay, my bad, guys. Now I go here, add a colon, then indent that. If that happens, I do this. Colors, npc at index of color. Okay, so it's gonna be a tuple. Random.rand int 0 and 255. Random.rand int 0 to 55. Okay, what if I go with this? Let's just go here. Rand int 0 to 55 and random dot rand int 0 and 255. Okay, now why can't I use my random? Let's see. Unresolved reference random end of statement expected. Okay, they're like unresolved reference. Okay. Change colors of all NPCs. I see. Okay, actually, looks like my bad. Okay, honestly, I might have to control Z all this because I just realized one thing. Okay, I gotta change my collision logic here. If colliding, print boom, truth, let me go here. See, for every NPC in my NPCs, copy that. If this condition is true, though I will have to change this to a lowercase NPC, change that to a lowercase NPC, and change that to a lowercase NPC. If this condition is met, I will do my NPC at index of color equals to random equals to a tuple random dot rand int 0 to 55 random dot rand int 0 to 55 and random dot rand int 0 to 55. Alright, perfect. Okay, this should honestly change my colors now. Okay, I should have known that. I couldn't think properly because I'm starving right now, but okay, they do change colors when they collide with me, but they don't change colors when they just collide with my screen. So probably because of this NPC, I might have to remove this. Okay, colliding is that. Have to iterate over them. Let me change this to NPCs actually. Every NPC. NPCs. Or I don't know, let me keep this NPC one. I just want to check if like my variable names, because I already have an iteration where I used my NPC variable name. Okay, it doesn't. Let me just go with Control C. Alright, let's just do Control A, Control C. Guys, because I'm starving, I actually want to go and eat something. Let me just paste it, say. Let's say I messed up, exclamation. Let me check if I'm audible. Alright, perfect. Oh my god, Vivek, listen carefully. You messed up because you wrote NPC colors instead of NPC color. Okay. NPC color. There we go, it changes colors. Yeah, it's just my attention, guys. I am starving a bit right now. Although, let me go with Control A, Control C. I might take a quick little break to eat something. Should have eaten before I start streaming. Peace Sensei. Fixed it, Sensei. What are you doing? Honestly, this is like a 100 series where I learn how to use Python as an absolute beginner with no prior coding experience at all, and at the day 100 my goal was to make a game using Python, and I'm just learning for that. Currently, I've been the past 4 streams, this is the 4th stream, I've been learning about collision detection in Python. This, I'm hoping to completely master collision detection this stream, and my next stream I'm gonna probably be drawing something like I'm gonna actually learn about how to import images and PNGs into Python using the pygame.import, actually pygame.load, and my file path. And I apologize, I can't talk properly because I'm starving. I forgot to eat before streaming. That aside, yeah, I'm really scared of copyright, so I'm going to be drawing my PNGs that I'm going to be making. And I was like, since I'm going to be drawing it, might as well show you guys as well. Okay, yes, that's what I'm talking about, Vivek. Look at those color popping on impacts. Now, every time your NPCs hit a wall or the player, they change colors dynamically. Perfect, you're getting so strong with circle collision. I'm proud. Now, let's level this up. Do you want to make it so the player also changes colors when hit, or should we add second counter? Oh, every time the player dodges an NPC, both are good practice for the game. Which do we do next? Have you ever heard of Unity? Honestly, yeah, I did hear of Unity. Unity is like a game engine. Although I never used Unity, I do want to use Unity. But I'm pretty sure Unity is like mostly used to make games. Fact check me. I have almost no experience when it comes to programming or anything. But I'm pretty sure Unity is like people use that while playing games, because like when I used to play games, I open a game, it says Unity and the game opens. For that I was planning to learn like C++. Okay, this does work. Next up, I should probably actually change my player's color as well. That aside, I actually might take a quick little break to eat something, guys, because I'm starving really bad. I opened my stopwatch by mistake. Let me just go here. Alright guys, I am starving a little, so I'll eat something real quick. Give me around like 20 minutes and I'll be right back. Oh, mic testing, mic testing. I hope I'm back with it. Let me go here real quick. Alright, I hope I'm back with it 20 minutes. Felt like I went for ages. Okay, now that I'm full, I can actually work. So, let's see what the sensei say me to do. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Look at those colors. Do you want to make it so the player also changes colors when hit, or should we add a logic? Okay, let me actually say, sensei, I actually want to work with this logic one more time, maybe with a circle and a rect collision. Um, there we go. Okay, I honestly want to work with this logic again, or we will time to lock in that circle with a rect collision muscle memory. Here's your instructional challenge. Task. Keep your player as a rectangle this time, player.rect, make multiple NPCs as circles with random positions, radius, velocities, and colors. Make the circle bounce off screen edges like we did before. Detect collision before each circle and the player's rectangle. When a collision happens, change the circle's color and print collision to the console. Okay, trap the player inside the window. Alright, so let me actually go with Control A, Control C. Let me start up by importing Pygame and then initializing Pygame by adding pygame.init. There we go. Okay. And then let me add FPS. So I'll create a clock variable, set that to pygame.clock, pygame.time.clock. Okay, maybe I'll add a FPS comment here and then I'll go with display. I'll create a screen variable, set that equal to, excuse me guys, pygame.display.set underscore mode. I'll set my window size to be 800 by 600 pixels. Okay, and then I'll go with pygame.display.set underscore caption. This is going to set my caption. Let's see, what do I want to set my caption to? Color changing circles. Okay, and then let me go ahead and add my player details. Okay, for my player details, my player is going to be rectangle, so player equals to pygame.rect. Okay, my x-axis is going to be 400, y-axis is going to be 300, my width is going to be 100, height is going to be 100. Okay, and then my player underscore velocity is going to be set to 8 pixels per frame. Let me go ahead and add my NPC details now. Okay, for my NPCs, I'll do the same thing. So multiple NPCs, right? So my NPCs is going to be set to an empty list for every index in my list of NPCs. Actually, in my range, I'll have 1 through 10 NPCs randomly spawn. Let me actually lubricate my lips. Okay, perfect. For every index in my range 1 through 10, I will add a dictionary of NPCs. Before that, I will add my radius, which is going to be random as well. So radius equals to random dot rand int. Okay, my radius is going to be from between random. Okay, I need to import the random module. There we go. So my radius is going to be from between 10. Actually, 10 is too small. Between 40 to 80 pixels wide. Okay, now let me go ahead and add my NPCs. So my NPC is gonna have an x-axis, which is gonna be random dot rand int. Okay, let's see. So my NPC, actually my radius, comma my screen's width minus my radius. Okay, and now for y-axis, I'm gonna do the same thing. So y-axis is going to be random dot rand int radius 800 minus actually 600 because it's my vertical screen's width height, I mean, and add a comma. Okay, next up, let me add a radius, which is going to be my radius, and then my x-axis velocity, which is going to be, let's see, random dot choice. So a choice from between -5 to +5. Same thing with my y-axis velocity, random dot choice. Okay, so random dot choice between -5 and +5 again. Alright, and then let's see, I have my x-axis, y-axis, color. Let me add color. So my color is going to be a tuple, random dot rand int, a variation of color from between 0 and 255. 0 being the lightest variation, and 255 being the darkest variation. Okay, and then random dot rand int 0 to 55. There we go. Okay, and then again a random dot rand int 0 to 55. Okay, that's my colors, the RGB. Okay, now I'm gonna lastly need a collision. Okay, which is gonna be set to false for now. Alright, so let me start off by creating a is_running boolean variable. I'll set that equal to true and add a while loop. So while is_running, while my program is running, excuse me guys, I'll add a clock.tick, which is going to be 60. This is going to be my FPS. Now for my event loops, I will use a for every event in my pygame.event.get. This will get all my pygame events, but I'm looking for a specific event. So if my event.type equals to pygame.quit, okay, I will do something. Let's see. I will set my is_running to be equal to false. Then honestly, let me add a pygame.display.flip right now only, and then a pygame.quit. Okay, now let's go ahead and add player graphics. So I'll add a comment that says player graphics. For my player graphics, let me go with pygame.display, actually pygame.draw.rectangle, because my player is a rectangle. I want to draw on my screen. Honestly, what if I wanted to change my players' colors every time they hit the screen? I could go with player_color equals to random, actually a tuple of random.randint 0 to 255, and then again a random.randint 0 to 55. Lastly, a random.randint 0 to 55. Okay, my player is gonna spawn with a random color this time. I mean, with that command. Later, the collision I'll add in my collision variable into it. Player, my color is going to be my player_color. Player is going to be a random color, and then there we go. Okay, and then my player's attributes, so player. Okay, and then let me add my player movement. Player movement. For my player movement, I'll create a keys variable set that equal to pygame.key or pygame.key.get_pressed. Okay. I will change my, I will fix my typo, then add an if statement. If my keys at index of pygame dot key um pygame dot key is right, if my right key is pressed, I will set my player underscore or player dot x-axis to increase by my player underscore velocity. Okay, if my keys at index of pygame dot key is left this time, if my left key is pressed, I will change the position of my player's x-axis. I will decrease it by my player underscore velocity. Okay, if my player dot actually if my keys at index of pygame dot key is up, I will change my player's y-axis to decrease by my player's velocity. Okay, and lastly, if my keys at index of pygame.key is down, I will increase my player's y-axis by my player's velocity. Okay, that's stuff for the movements. Now let's trap our player. So trap player in window. Or there we go. So to trap my player in my window, let me go with um player dot x-axis equals to max. So my max is going to be, since my player is a square with a rectangle, I go with 0, and then my min is going to be player dot x-axis. Okay, and then 800 my display size minus player dot width. Then player dot y-axis equals to max, which is going to be set to 0. Min is going to be set to player dot y-axis 600 minus my player dot height. There we go. Okay, this should trap my player in the screen. Let me go ahead and run the command. Syntax error, invalid syntax. Perhaps you forgot a comma. Okay, I can tell I did forget a comma. There we go. Alright, so let me run the command. There's my player. Okay, I move like this right now because I forgot to add a screen.fill. Let me go here and change screen.fill to be a good gray color. There we go. Now if I were to run the command, there we go. I can move my player, so left, right, top, bottom. Okay, perfect. Although, is it always random? Okay, my player's color is always random. I want to change my player's radius to be random as well. Actually, my player's width to be width and height to be random. So let me go with random.randint from 100 pixels, actually from 10 pixels to 100 pixels. Actually, 10 pixels to 500 pixels. Let's do the same thing here. Random.randint from 10 pixels to 500 pixels. If I would run the command, oh my gosh. Alright, that's 500 pixels is massive. Let's change this to 100 pixels. Actually, 200 pixels. 200 pixels should be pretty good. Nice. Honestly, let's go with 100 pixels on this. 100 is a pretty decent size. I don't want it to be too big. There we go. If I run the command, that's more like it. Alright, that's perfect. Now, let me go ahead and add my NPC graphics. So, let's add NPCs graphics. For my NPCs graphics, let me iterate over my the list of my NPCs. So for every NPC, or for every NPC in my NPCs, okay. pygame.draw.circle, because my NPCs are circled, right? X-axis, Y-axis, radius. Okay, perfect. Okay, so I wanted the surface to be my screen, color to be my NPC at index of color. Excuse me, guys. Okay, and then for my x-axis and y-axis, let me go with my NPC at index of x-axis and my NPC at index of y-axis. This is going to be the center of my circle. Outside the tuple, let me go with my NPC at index of radius. That draws my NPC. Now let's automate my NPCs. So automate NPCs. To automate my NPC, it's actually pretty easy. So NPC at index of x-axis increases by my NPC at index of my x-axis velocity, and my NPC at index of y-axis increases by my NPC at index of y-axis velocity. Alright, let's bounce my NPCs now. So let me go with bounce NPCs. Okay, without the bounce, my NPCs pygame.draw, this should draw the NPCs in the screen, unless my NPC is just outside the screen. I drew my NPC. Pygame.draw.circle. Hi all, how are you doing? Pal, I apologize if I can't pronounce the names. I'm real awful with pronouncing names. Oh my gosh. Okay, no wonder. I feel okay. I added FPS. Okay, you know what? Let's see. Let me add my NPC bounce first. So, if my NPC at index of x-axis is less than or equal to 0, or my NPC at index of y-axis is greater than or equal to 800 minus my NPC at index of radius. Okay, change that to if, and add a, actually let me go here and add a minus my NPC at index of radius. Okay, if that or that is true, let me do NPC at index of NPC at index of x-axis velocity is gonna be asterisk equals to -1. If my, let's do the same thing with my NPC's y-axis. Y-axis minus my NPC at index of radius is less than or equal to 0, or my NPC at index of y-axis, let me change that to x-axis actually. Y-axis is greater than or equal to 600 minus my NPC at index of radius. I will do the same thing but with my NPC's y-axis. So NPC at index of y velocity is going to be asterisk equals to -1. Okay, now if I run the command, my NPC isn't showing in the screen. For every NPC in my NPCs color, let's see where I messed up. Okay, so I have my NPCs oh, I forgot to append my NPCs. So NPCs dot append NPC. There we go. Okay, now we should be able to see it on the screen. There we go. We have random NPCs just skedaddling over the screen. Okay, perfect. They bounce as well. Now let's add the hard parts, the NPC collision. So collision detection. For that, let me go ahead and define a function called collision underscore detector. Okay, I'll add a few parameters. Since I'm having a circle and a rectangle, I'll add the parameters for my circles and rectangles. So circle underscore x-axis, circle underscore y-axis, circle underscore radius. These are basically all the parameters for circle. Let me add for rect as well. So rect underscore x-axis, rect underscore y-axis, rect underscore width and rect underscore height. Okay, those are my parameters. Now let me add the closest. Let me find the closest x-axis. I'll set that equal to max. My rex x-axis. Okay, and then let's see. The min is gonna be my circle at index of x-axis, comma my rect underscore x-axis plus my rex width. Okay, plus my rect underscore width. Let me do the same thing for the closest y-axis. Closest underscore y-axis is going to be equal to max my rect underscore x-axis, y-axis, my bad guys, y-axis, and then my min is going to be my circle underscore y-axis and my rect underscore y-axis minus my rect underscore height. There we go. Okay, now let me add a direction x. So my direction x equals to circles x-axis minus my closest underscore x-axis. For my direction y, I'm gonna add circle underscore y-axis minus my closest underscore y-axis. Alright, and now for my direction squared. Let me create another variable called direction underscore squared, which is going to be equal to my direction x times direction x plus direction y times direction y. And then I will return my direction squared to the power of 2. Okay. Then let me go ahead and add an if statement and invoke my collision detector function and fill in my parameters. So my circle x is my player underscore x. Actually, my player dot x. My circle y is my player dot y. My circle radius is my player underscore radius. Honestly, wait, hold up. That's my player, right? This is my NPC. My bad, guys. So NPC at index of x-axis, and then NPC at index of y-axis, then my NPC at index of width, radius, I mean, guys, my bad. Okay, those were my NPC's attributes. Now let me add my rectangle slash players attributes. So player dot x-axis, player dot y-axis, player dot width, and player dot height. Okay, there we go. Now let me add a if statement. If not NPC at index of collision, if my NPC at index of collision is equal to true, because currently I set my NPC at index of collision to be false and the not switches true to false and false to true. Okay, I will do something. I will print boom, boom, collided, player color changed. Okay, and let me change my player's colors. So my player underscore color equals to random dot rand int 0 to 20 to 55, and set my NPC at index of collision to be equal to true, else I will set my NPC at index of collision to be equal to false. Whew, that was a lot, guys. Alright, so if I were to go ahead and run the command now, every time my player collides, my player should change his color. Okay. Yo, sub chatter back. Hi, Viv. How you doing, Hypertech? I appreciate you joining the stream. Okay, so it says my player's color should change every time it impacts. Let me change my player's location to be the top left real quick. Okay, so probably my coordinates is messed up. So let me go with 0 and 0. There we go. 5 game 0 0. Okay, my player is right up there. Why do everyone collide with me at once? Actually, let me go with this, and change this to be 3 for now. Okay, I collided twice. Okay, something is messed up. Let's see. If collision, okay. If not collision, then boom, collision, boom, collided, player color change, player color. Was that called player color? Okay, it is player color. Random, not random. When I drew my player, I set it to be player color as well. Oh, or did I? Trap player in window, player graphics. Okay, I did. I see you upgraded to the color version work. Yes, sir. It's honestly pretty good. I actually kind of understand it. The only hard part was to memorize these whole things. But that aside, it's honestly pretty fun. Okay, it's set to true, else NPC collision is set to false, flip, quit. It just prints boom collided once. Closest, max rec. Oh, okay, I forgot. This should be plus. Okay, now every time I collide. Okay, it does save. It does print collided. Might be because I messed up something else as well. Square to the power of 2. Okay, honestly, I feel like it's because my players' positions are changing randomly. Control A, Control C. I mean, my players' width and height is changing randomly. Sensei, I feel like something is wrong here, question mark. Oh, I see exactly what's wrong. You messed up 2 things in your collision detector assignment. Return direction square to the power of 2. No. Oh, okay, yeah. My memory is awful, guys. Okay, I see. So I gotta return my direction squared, which is less than or equal to my circle underscore radius. Okay. There we go. Now my player's color changes every time it collides. Perfect. What if I go ahead and change this to be back to 11? There we go. My player colors gonna spam change. Although since I did say there are 2 mistakes, I did mess up the formula at this part. I should memorize it again. Although since I did say there are like 2 different things. Okay. Player color assignment mistake. Player color equals random, not random 0. 255. Are you serious? Player color needs to be a tuple of 3 values RGB. You only gave it integers, so it should be okay. Fix those 2 and your circle with a rect collision will work perfectly. Did I give it just 1? My player color, there are 2. Oh, is it for my bottom? Okay, yeah, guys, this is completely on me. Okay, so random dot rand int is gonna be 0 to 222. 255 I mean. Excuse me guys, so random.rand int is going to be 0 and 255 as well. Alright, now there we go, nice. Guys, it's perfectly changing colors. Okay, let's try dodging these circles. It's way too quick for me. It's not even possible to dodge these circles. Alright. That honestly might have been everything that I need to master for this. I know I did a small mistake here, but that's totally my bad because of my memory. My memory, if it was a bit better, I would have remembered this part. Although that aside, honestly, let me go with Control A, Control C, get Cincy up here. I'll see if I would do a mini project, if I want to do a mini project. Sensei, do you think that it's possible to have the NPCs be a circle and rect question mark? Oh yes, this is totally possible. Right now your NPCs are circles and your player is a rectangle, but you can absolutely have mixed shapes. Some NPCs as circles, some as rects. You just need add a shape property to each NPC. Excuse me guys, draw based on the shape. Excuse me guys, if NPC had index of shape equals circle, draw that, else draw that. Oh. Handle movement and bounds differently depending on shape, use the correct collision. Basically you can make a dynamic system where each NPC can be circle or a rectangle and the collision checks adapt automatically. Okay, that honestly sounds fun. Alright, so I gotta create a shape as well. Okay, so I never did this, guys. This is going to be my first time. Shape is going to be either a circle or a rectangle. Rectangle. Whew, let's see if I can actually do this. Okay, already stuck. How do you add two different shapes? Oh, my bad guys. Random.choice. Either is going to be a circle or a rectangle. There we go. Okay, I added x-axis, y-axis, radius, x velocity, y velocity. Let me actually go ahead, copy that, delete this, maybe add it before the x-axis and y-axis, comma that, x-axis, y-axis, then let me add width, which is going to be random dot rand int. Okay, so what is my width going to be? 0 800 minus honestly I might have to add width here. So width equals to random dot rand int. Okay, so what width should my circles have? So 50 being the smallest, 100 being the biggest. Random dot rand int. Okay, not a list because I'm just adding one thing. Alright, height as well. Height equals to random dot rand int. Okay, what's my height gonna be? The same thing, 50 minimum, 100 maximum. This is going to be width, and my height is gonna be my height. Alright, perfect. Now for my NPC drawings, my NPC graphics, if my NPC at index of shape equals to circle, I will do this. Else, I will do this. Pygame.draw.rect. Okay, so let's draw. I want the surface to be my screen. I want the color to be my NPC at index of color. I want my center. Okay, so this is going to be a whole tuple. So my NPC at index of x-axis, my NPC at index of y-axis, my NPC at index of width, and lastly my NPC at index of height. There we go. Okay, so now automate NPCs. This automates all my NPCs. Same for everything. Bounce NPC for circle. Honestly, if my NPC at index of shape equals to circle, I will do this. Else, this else goes here. Else, I will do something else. Bro, did you know there was a Meta AI connected to WhatsApp? Crazy. Honestly, I didn't know that. I just found out today. That's honestly kind of crazy. Okay, let me go with if my else if I do this. So go here. If my NPC at index of x-axis is less than or equal to 0, or my NPC at index of y-axis is greater than or equal to 800 minus my NPC at index of width, I do this. NPC at index of x velocity is going to be asterisk equals to -1. Let me do the same thing for my y-axis. If my NPC at index of y-axis is less than or equal to 0, or my NPC at index of y-axis is greater than or equal to 600 minus my NPC at index of height, I will do this. NPC at index of y velocity is going to be asterisk equals to -1. Okay, let me actually check if I'm audible real quick, because I've been streaming for a while. Okay, I was so scared. I was like, my mic isn't gonna work. Okay, collision detection. That's the collision detection for my... Okay, you know what? I think this should be good. Okay. My NPC's just left. Did I add a bounce? I did add a bounce. Okay. Let me actually go with another if. If my NPC at index of shape equals to square, rectangle, I will do this. Would this work? Okay. Some of them do bounce with a leaf. Wait, honestly? Did I add y-axis? XY, of course. Of course, I'm so stupid to do this. Okay, this should be x-axis. Now they're going to be bouncing forever. Nice. There we go. Perfect. Whew. Okay, one NPC is kind of trembling in a place. What's up with that NPC? Okay, no one is trembling now. Not bad. Okay, I do want to get it off circles once. Okay, I have 3 circles right now. I have 2 circles right now. Okay, I have only circles right now. Nice. Okay, let me control A, control C. Get Sensei up here. Perfect, guys. Let me say, um, John Sensei. Dot dot dot. So, is there anything else remaining that I need to master for collisions? Question mark. I know that there are more shapes like polygon and line, but I feel like I won't need it for my 100 1000 100 day series. Question mark. What is the next thing that you recommend me to learn? Question mark. Oh guys, my back hurts. Oh Vivek, listen up. You mastered the core collision logic, circle versus circle, rect versus rect, and circle versus rect, and you're handling random NPCs with colors and movement like a boss. For 100 days Python series and your game making goal, you don't need to stress about polygons or lines for now. Excuse me guys, most beginners slash indie games stick with rectangles and circles because everything else can be broken down to those basics anyway. What's left to master in collisions? Edge casing, what happens when NPC overlaps exactly on corners, just to know it can happen. But your current flow logic already handles most gameplay needs. Performance with many objects when your NPC have ton of NPCs collision and slow things down. We can discuss optimization, but don't worry now. Optional, adding bounce off player or deflect angles. I want to do that. That's more physics based, not required yet. Next step I recommend, since you've gotten collisions down solid, it's time to move on to file IO, exception handling, or data time. These topics are crucial for saving high scores, game stats, or logging events. But wait, before we leave collisions, I want to make sure you're comfortable with circles versus right collisions. In mixed shaped games, I can give you a small challenge. Add a new NPC every 2 seconds. That can be a circle or rectangle moving randomly. Make sure collisions with players still work and the NPC changes colors on impact with the player. This will push your muscle memory further. Do you want to do this challenge now or move straight to file IO slash exception handling next? Add a new NPC every 2 seconds. Okay. Honestly, if I need to add NPCs every 2 seconds, I could try this. So, import time. Let me import the time module. And then go with my NPCs, my NPC graphics. There we go. Draw one and then time dot sleep 2 seconds. For the rectangle as well, let me go with time dot sleep 2 seconds. If I run the command, guys, jailbreak the game. Looks like I did. That really make a big difference. But if I copy that, Control C. Okay, paste it here. Go here, add my comma and brackets, parentheses. Copy that. Delete. Go up. Go down here. Okay. Let's just keyboard interrupt. Go with Control A, Control C. Get Sensei back here. Oh my gosh, I cancelled it. Ah, okay, go here. Space strategy, bunch of space sensei. Um, when I run the command, it doesn't load anything. Instead, it just shows a black screen. I wanted to add that NPC every 2 seconds thingy. Guys, you know my typos can actually fix it. Doesn't every back shows instead it just shows a black screen. There we go. Oh guys, that was a lot. Okay, Vivek, listen carefully. Time don't sleep. Inside your game loop is a death sentence for Pygame. When you put time dot sleep to inside the loop, the entire game freezes for 2 seconds every time it tries to draw an NPC. That's why all you see is a black screen. Your loop is stopped, so nothing updates or responds to it. For the right way, use a timer system based on pygame.time.get underscore text. Now sleep. Here's the logic. Track the last time you spawned as an NPC. Last spawn time equals pygame.time.get text. In the main loop, check if 2 seconds 2000 ms have passed. Current time equals to pygame.time.get text. If current time minus last spawn time is less than or equal to 2000 milliseconds, last spawn time equals to current time, add a new NPC here. Do not use time.sleep inside loop. The game must keep running smoothly every frame. This will spawn a new NPC every 2 seconds without freezing the game, and collision will still work. If you want, I can rewrite your code. No, it's alright. Alright, so let's go ahead and delete this. Go ahead and delete that. And do that. Alright, guys, my stomach hurts. Oh, yeah, I shouldn't have eaten that much. Alright, so track the last time you spawned that NPC. Last time I spawned an NPC, so it should probably be above my NPC loop. Honestly, I do want to see the format of the code real quick because I've never seen where to add it. It's like, let's say, can I actually see the format of the loop? And let me check if I'm audible. I might have to keep your mic on. Alright Vivek, listen up. I'm gonna show you the correct loop structure for spawning NPCs every 2 seconds without freezing your game. Pay attention. This is how professionals do it. No sleep.time. So I imported Pygame. I imported the random module. Okay, I initialized Pygame, set an FPS, set my screen, my window size, my caption. Okay, I added my players. My players are rectangle, player color, player velocity is 8. Okay, and then NPCs and empty list track for spawning. Last spawn pygame.get.takes spawn interval. Okay, equals 2000 milliseconds equals 2 seconds. Is underscore running. I check my FPS. I iterate on my events, movement. Okay, trap in window. Spawn NPC every 2 seconds. Current NPC. If current NPC minus last NPC. Radius equals to random.randint. Okay, do that. NPCs.append. Clear screen. Okay, pygame.draw. Update and draw NPCs. Okay. And then I added movement, bounce NPCs. Dot flip. See, every 2 seconds a new NPC appears, but the game keeps running smoothly, no freeze. Alright, that was a lot of process. Hold up. I feel like I get a pretty good gist of it. Okay, so after my excuse me guys. Okay, so after my NPC add index of after the empty list of my NPCs, I add track time for spawning. Let me add a comment that says track time for spawning. Or there we go. Okay, for this, I gotta add two variables. First is last underscore spawn underscore time equals to pygame dot time dot get underscore ticks. Okay. Alright, and then let me go with spawn interval equals to 2000 milliseconds. Okay, there we go. Guys, ignore me yawning. This is actually pretty fun. Alright, so I honestly might have to copy this. Copy, delete all this. Okay, and then I go with my is running, my player movement, trap player in window. Okay, so after my trap player in window, before my NPC's graphics, let me add spawn NPC every 2 seconds. So spawn NPC, actually spawn NPC every 2 seconds. There we go. Okay, so to spawn my NPCs every 2 seconds, I go with current underscore time equals to pygame dot time dot get underscore ticks. Okay, then I'll add an if statement. If my current underscore time minus my last underscore spawn underscore time, or my last spawn time, is greater than or equal to last spawn time is greater than or equal to my spawn underscore interval. Okay, I will do something. There we go. I will do last underscore spawn underscore time equals to current underscore time. Okay, add a new NPC, and then I go ahead and add a new NPC. Okay, and then I paste my this thing. After that, I go with NPC, my list of NPCs dot append NPCs. Okay, this should add my NPCs now. If I run the command, there's no NPC. Oh shoot, actually spawned. Okay. Not bad, not bad. Okay, it's getting kinda hard now. Okay, it's getting actually pretty hard. Should add a timer for how long did I play? Okay, hold up. What if I just stay there? Let's see how many NPCs can spawn. Alright, let's see. Is there an infinite number of NPCs that can spawn? Okay. Alright. Okay, yeah, let's just see if an infinite number of NPCs can spawn. Honestly, I feel an infinite number can spawn. These are way too many NPCs. Alright, that NPC is stuck. Not bad. Alright, it's gonna lag my game real bad. Control A, Control C. Okay, now let me actually just read this code real quick. An empty list of NPC track for spawning. So last spawn time equals pygame.time.getTick spawn interval. So I need a last spawn time pygame.time.getTick spawn interval. That is maybe 2000. And then I'll need spawn every 2 seconds here. Howdy Sisha, I appreciate you joining the stream. Okay, so current time equals pygame.time.getTick. If my current time minus my last spawn time is greater than or equal to spawn underscore interval, last spawn time equals to current time, and then I add a new NPC by doing this. I see. And if I run the command, every 2 seconds a new NPC appears in the screen. Let's see how long can my player last. Okay. Alright. Okay, he didn't last much. Okay, let's get Sensei here. So we had a bunch of people. Let's say Sensei. I actually didn't understand much of it because probably I don't have it saved to my muscle memory. Excuse me guys, let me just fix my typos real quick. Go with 4 ... Although I feel like I'm done with the collision topic. So I was planning to end the stream. Is there anything that you want to say to the viewers? Question mark. Guys, I don't know how Sensei gonna read that. Listen up everyone, Vivek has been grinding hard today, mastering collision detection, circle versus right, multiple NPCs spawning dynamically at player movement. Remember this, learning to code isn't about memorizing, it's about muscle memory, trial and error, and pushing yourself past the frustration. Today's stream was about understanding how objects interact, bouncing logic, and collision math stuff that will make your game feel alive. Vivek, I'm proud of you, you pushed through, even if it felt confusing to everyone watching. Take notes. Even if it felt confusing to everyone watching, take notes, experiment, break things, fix them, and you'll see how your understanding grows. And one last thing for you, Vivek, get some rest, recharge, because tomorrow we dive back in and not stopping until you're a collision master and ready to move on to new mechanics. And join VivUniverse, the Discord server, guys. A shameless plug, although I didn't say it, since I gave the shameless plug, it's in the description and the pinned comments in the chat. You want me to give you a little sneak peek on what we tackle before you end the stream? Honestly, no. Let me just go here real quick. My main screen. Alrighty guys, so that was basically it, mastering collisions. Although my next stream, I'll actually most likely, I'm not going to be going through any kind of coding stuff. It's just going to be me drawing the PNGs that I'm going to be using in my day 100, because I am pretty scared of copyright. So I wouldn't be using copyrighted or any images from just Google. I'm not going to be down there, I'm going to be drawing them. That aside, if you guys enjoyed the stream, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Like helps in the algorithm, sharing makes you smile, and subscribing is like a cherry on top. And I'll catch you guys in the next live stream or video. Peace.